Banished. Is it worth a buy? Let's read their version, then I'll tell you mine. In this city building strategy game, you control a group of exiled. It's early in the morning. Start again. In this city building strategy game, you control a group of exiled travellers who decide to restart their lives in a new land. They have only the clothes on their back and a cart filled with supplies from their homeland. The townspeople of Banished are your primary resource. So what exactly is Banished then? Is it like SimCity? Is it like the Settlers? Well, the best way to describe Banished is it is a survival version of the Settlers without any combat. There is no combat in this game whatsoever. No armies are going to attack your settlement. There is nothing going to happen in that sense. You are fighting against nature. You are fighting for your right to survive, and you have to make every single decision for your people. And that makes it a unique game. I've never played a game quite like this before. It also makes it a very, very brutal game. It's very enjoyable, but it can be devastating. I've been playing this now for 7 hours, and I absolutely love it. It's a fabulous, fabulous game. I haven't had any serious disasters yet, but I have read that there is a few issues with this game at the minute, where you can put in a shitload of hours into this and then a tornado will come and just kill everybody. And it's brutal, and it's like hours and hours of work for nothing. They do need to fix that. It does sound, although I haven't experienced it personally, it does sound that this game can be absolutely brutal. It isn't easy. It's a very hard game. In my it takes no prisoners, basically. It's certainly not for the faint-hearted. In my second winter, I lost half of my population. I nearly lost the game in my second winter simply because I didn't prepare properly. I didn't have sufficient food. I never took into consideration that the crop yield would be down, obviously, in the winter, that animals would be scarce, and I didn't stockpile, and we lost half of the citizens. Nearly all the children were wiped out. It was absolutely devastating, and I just managed to pull it back the following year, simply because I didn't have as many mouths to feed. So it can be brutal, but it's so rewarding. It's such a great feeling when your people come to the verge of extinction, if you like, and then you just pull it back, and then you start expanding and building different things. You name it, you can build it. I mean, it's got the whole food chain going on here. You've got fishers, you've got hunters, you've got farmers, you've raised livestock, and you trade with merchants that come in. You may not have seeds for, say, pumpkins, and then a trader comes in and has pumpkin seeds, and you sort of trade him. There's no currency in this, in the sense of monetary terms. It's all like, I'll trade you a donkey for that woman over there. Well, it's not quite that bad, man. The trading post is fabulous because what the trading post does, it allows you to get things that you don't have access to. So, for example, you may want cattle. A trader may come into town and say, hey, look, I've got cattle. You can actually order it if you want, but it costs more if you have to order it. And then the next year the trader comes, he'll bring your order. But he might just have, let's say he just has cattle and it's 2,000. He values his cattle at 2,000. What you do is you have to make up that 2,000 in value from all the stuff you've got in your trading post. So cabbages might be worth, you might have 50 cabbages worth 100. So you would put them 50 in, and you would then have to make up the 1,900 with other stuff. So you can specialise in something that you have a lot of, an abundance of, and you put all that in the trading post, and then you can trade for new stuff. And then you obviously, if you get cattle, you build a field, and then you set the amount of cattle you can have in that field before you start slaughtering them. So for example, you might have 6 cows. In my case, I've got sheep. I have 6 sheep in this field, and when they breed, as they will be murdered. It's not murdered, it's butchered. They'll be butchered. Anything over 6 will be butchered for food. We shear them for wool, and I have a tailor who makes coats out of the wool. If I wanted to, I could split this herd, make another field, and put 3 in one field and 3 in this one, and again set the limit to 6, so they would be allowed to breed and expand, so you can expand your farms. It's absolutely fabulous, this game. It's $14.99, guys. That's all. I mean, I've seen shitloads worse than this go for $39.99 from these so-called AAA companies. But this is made by one person. One person made this game, guys. And I want to shake his hand and buy him a pint, because he's made a fabulous, fabulous game. And all the people that are knocking this game because it's hard, you know, get a life, man. It's meant to be hard. It's a brutal... Nature is brutal. Nature is the biggest threat on this planet. Never mind your nuclear weapons. You know, you've seen how nature can just devastate a country just without even blinking. You know, it's just... Nature is the most fearsome thing on this planet. It really, really is. And you are up against nature in this. And I'm 7 hours in. I'm only into my 7th year. It's a really slow-paced game. You can speed it up, but I like it to go really slow. I like to see it build up. I click on my little people, and they've all got little names, you know, and the ages and what they're doing, and you assign them the jobs. You know, it's awesome. If you are into resource management style games and you want something that's relaxing, this is absolutely brilliant. It's a game you can just get lost in. You can do 5 hours in this without even thinking about it. It's just it's value for money. It doesn't get better than this. But obviously, bear in mind, you have to like this type of genre. And I happen to quite like this. It's dead easy to play. I'm shit, and I can play it. So there you go. Another thing worth mentioning is that the maps are randomly generated via a seed. So if you get a good map and you remember the seed, you can pass that on to other people who can type in that seed and play the same map. So that's cool. There's 3 different map sizes as well. There's small, medium and large. This is a medium map that I'm playing now. They are quite large. And there's 3 different difficulty levels. They basically are loads of resources, hardly any resources, no resources, and also the different sizes of starting people you get. I think on easy you get 6 families or something. So it's got something for everybody, no matter how talented you are at these games. It is only single player, but that works. It's a great single player game. It's something you can just get lost in for hours and hours. You know, when your wife's watching Downton f***ing Abbey and all that shit, you just go on this, because, you know, it's great. And then when she calls you antisocial, just say, well, you're antisocial for watching soap operas all the time on the TV. That's what I do. It's a great excuse. I'll tell you a better excuse. When you're walking in a supermarket or out shopping with your wife or girlfriend, and you see a woman who, you know, might look gorgeous, you know, and just like flaunting the lot, and you're staring at her, but your wife, she looks at you immediately to see if you're looking. As soon as she spots her, she's thinking, I wonder if he's looking at her. I wonder if he's ogling her, you know, bosoms. And obviously we are. And so what you do is, great top tip here, guys, great top tip. This has got nothing to do with Banished. You just stare at those jingly jangly bosoms as they're walking and bouncing towards you, and then you turn around to your woman and you say, did you see her? Wasn't she absolutely disgusting? And then your wife will go, oh yeah, she was, wasn't she? Oh, I wouldn't be seen dead with you if you were dressed like that. And you just go on like that, and then you get away with it. Shit. Hope your wife doesn't watch this. Shit. Anyway, enough of that. Banished. Yes, it's awesome, guys, and it's definitely worth a buy.